It's time again for Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Northwestern Outdoors is brought to you every week by Max Lure Company, by Loophole, America's Optics Authority, and by Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter. Northwestern Outdoors is also sponsored by Wallowa County in Northeast Oregon, by Chad's Coast White Sports Fishing, and by Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. So grab your fishing rod and let's head outdoors with your host, John Cruz.
I know what you're thinking. That's not the theme music for Northwestern Outdoors Radio. Well, you're right. We've changed things up this week, and there's a reason why. We are taking you south of the border. That's right. Our destination is Baja, California Sur in Mexico. We are heading to Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. We are covering their first annual Dorado fishing and golf tournament, and along the way, we're going to tell you a lot of details about this fantastic place I've fallen in love with, and you will too. We're going to start off talking with Renee Ollinger. She actually works for Fonmar. They sell fishing licenses throughout Baja California Sur, and she also operates a kayak fishing business too out of the town of Loreto. After that, we're going to check in on our day one weigh-in with Clisario Mercado, who will let you know how our anglers did fishing for Dorado and for the alternate species of this tournament, yellowtail. After our day one check-in, we're going to talk to the Chief Operating Officer of Villa Del Palmar Resort in Loreto. His name is Paul Moreno, and he will tell you not just about this five-star resort that has restaurants, it has pools, it has spacious, comfortable rooms, and it's all right on Danzante Bay. But in addition to that, he will tell you about the outdoors activities available here. Things like hiking, things like kayaking, snorkeling, scuba diving, and so much more, to include lots of wildlife watching, especially wildlife watching in one of the world's largest national marine preserves. In addition to all this, they've got golfing there too. Danny Garcia is the head golf professional, a very patient man with people like me, by the way, and he'll tell you about this fabulous course, and you've got to check out the signature 17th hole. It's absolutely stunning, and even if you're like me, not much of a golfer, you will enjoy some time on the links here. We'll wrap things up by talking to Clisario Mercado with Bisbee's again on day two at the final weigh-in for the tournament, and let you know who the winners are. One of them's taking home a $5,000 check for the biggest Dorado. The other one with the biggest yellowtail is going to win a 3-day, 2-night, all-inclusive stay at Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. By the way, we've got a special discount code for you as well. I think after you hear this show, you're going to want to use it. It gives you 20% off, and it also gives you a $500 in resort coupon credits. Those are the sort of things you can use for the spa that's there, for golfing, for kayaking, all sorts of other activities. And by the way, there's a lot of great fishing to be had in this area too. We got in on that. We'll tell you about that as well. If you want to find that discount code, simply go to our website at northwesternoutdoors.com. It's on the front page of the website. If you don't have a computer right now, just contact the folks at Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto and let them know you want to use the code FAM, F-A-M, June, J-U-N 16. That's FAM, June 16. No E at the end of June there. And that will get you one heck of a deal. But before we head south of the border, it's time to check in with Matt and Tom and find out what's going on this week on Sportsman Spotlight.
This is Sportsman Spotlight with Matt and Tom. If you're a Washington resident with a freshwater fishing license or a saltwater license, you might want to check into getting your combo fishing license upgraded. Here's Jason Wetstein with a little more information on what's happening this summer with the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Well, from now through September, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is offering current freshwater or saltwater fishing license holders the opportunity to upgrade to a combination license for under $28. Most of the time, this would cost a bit more. The upgrade will give those anglers all the fishing privileges of a combination license at a cost they would have paid for if they had purchased one originally.
And there's also good news for you trout anglers out there as well. If you find a trout with a tag in the dorsal fin, you can take it to the state and collect your prize.
There's still a fishing derby right now. A lot of lucky anglers are out there trying to catch some of our prize-winning trout in area lakes, and that's been a really popular thing and driven a lot of interest. And we're hoping folks are out there not only enjoying fishing, season, but also potentially winning prizes through this fun family lottery event. And it goes through September 6th.
So if you're looking for an excuse to wet a line, here's your chance. Grab the family and head for the water before it gets too hot. To find out more on either the fishing derby or the combo fishing license upgrade, check it out online at wdfw.wa.gov. You've just heard Sportsman Spotlight with Matt Rice. If you have a fishing or hunting story you'd like to share, feel free to contact us at sportsmanspotlight.com, home of the Ag Information Network of the West.
A quality and affordable fishing adventure is waiting for you off Vancouver Island with Chad's Coast-Wide Sports Fishing. Located in Port Hardy, British Columbia, you can drive or fly to your all-inclusive guided fishing vacation. Whether you're after big salmon, heart-fighting halibut, or a cooler full of red snapper and lingcod, you can catch it all here. Better yet, your lodging, meals, and fish processing are all taken care of. Want one more reason to go? The price. With the Canadian dollar exchange rate where it is right now, your U.S. dollar goes further. Space is limited, so go to coastwidesportsfishing.com to book your trip. That's coastwidesportsfishing.com for an incredible BC fishing adventure.
Want to earn a serious reward? You can, and all you need is a fishing rod. There's money to be made catching northern pike minnow. There's too many of them in the Columbia and Snake Rivers, and we'll pay you cash to catch them. Pike minnow eat our salmon and steelhead, and that's no good. The season starts May 1st, runs through September, and the more fish you catch, the more you earn. How much money can you make from this program? Well, last year, one angler earned a cool $100,000. Find out more at pikeminnow.org. That's pikeminnow.org. Go ahead, collect your reward.
Backcountry hunters and anglers, the men and women working hard to keep public lands in public hands. Check us out at backcountryhunters.org.
Welcome back to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz. We are broadcasting from a little bit south of Loreto, Mexico at the Villa Del Palmar Resort. It's the location that is hosting their first annual Dorado fishing tournament. And it turns out that this tournament is part of a tournament series. With us here to tell us more about it is Renee Ollinger. She actually works for the state of Baja Sur and promotes this tournament series. Renee, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Renee, go ahead and tell me about FONMAR. Go ahead and tell me about this tournament series that takes place not only here in the Sea of Cortez, but also throughout Baja Sur.
Hi. Well, FONMAR is a green fund set up under the state of Baja California Sur. We are set up to promote sport fishing and promote conservation and conserving marine resources. Part of our promotion is the tournament series. We have a series called Serial Dos Mares, which is the two seas, because Baja Sur is surrounded by the Pacific Ocean and by the Sea of Cortez. So we have series across all of them.
So something very unique about this is the fact that it's not just a one fish species tournament series. Some tournaments you're fishing for yellowtail. Other tournaments like this one you're fishing for Dorado. What does FONMAR do to reward the top angler?
Depending on the tournament series that we are sponsoring, each individual tournament has different prizes and different resources. Some are strictly for charity. So people get trophies or plates or platters or different things, and the money all goes to a charitable cause. Other times we donate money and it goes into a prize pool, and the top 3 prizes win money. Some series are one species, like this is a Dorado tournament. We have some that are multi-species. Like next week in Loreto, we have one that is Dorado. We also have other species where you can get yellowtail or grouper as well, and they both have prizes.
And I understand towards the end of summer, you're going to have kind of a grand finale tournament where the top 5 anglers from each one of these tournaments that are taking place throughout the summer will be invited to participate and compete.
Absolutely. It's an invite only. Over the last year, every tournament we sponsored, we've been giving out 5 passes. So each one of those persons will be able to bring their team and come and fish in a grand finale in Loreto. And we're expecting somewhere near 400 fishermen with maybe close to 1,500 people.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big event down here. We've had a lot of tournaments we've sponsored. We've given out a lot of passes, and we're really excited to have a lot of people here.
Now, this tournament being put on by Villa Del Palmar Resorts, the top prize is $5,000. I can only imagine the grand finale it's going to be a little bit bigger.
It's $50,000.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big one, especially there's a lot of people who come and visit here that get in these tournaments, but there's also a lot of local people. So that to them is a very life-changing event if they win it.
So here's another question. I mean, obviously, you can trailer your boat down here if you choose to. But for our listeners in the Northwest, they might want to come down here. Can they basically hire a guide or get a hold of a charter boat captain and get on board and get to be part of this tournament series as it's taking place throughout the summer?
Absolutely. Yes. In every city that we have events in, there are local pongueros, local boating, local resorts, and they all have their own boats that you can rent a captain, have them take you out, and if you win, then you can come back to the grand finale. And equally here, we have boats for lease for the day.
And that brings me back to this tournament again. That's being sponsored by Villa Del Palmar. What are you doing to support this tournament?
For this tournament, we have our employees who will be at the start and at the weigh. We will be judging all the fish, doing all the weighing. We have myself, who runs the fishing license portion of our business, and I've been doing the fishing license. We have given money and promotional items for the event, so we're here to support them in their very first tournament any way we can.
Very exciting. Now, you're an American who lives here in Loreto full-time now, and we need to talk about something else here, because not only do you do all this, you've decided to get even busier and you have a second career. You have your very own fishing guide service now, don't you? And it's a very unique one. It's based out of Loreto, but you take people kayak fishing, guided kayak fishing.
Absolutely, yes. We have 6 Hobie Pro Angler kayaks with live bait tanks and GPS units on them. We load the kayaks onto pongas, and we have a new bigger boat coming in the next month. We take you out to wherever you want to fish. Do you want to bottom fish? Do you want to go to the island and go around the bays? Do you want to go out to a reef and get something bigger? We take the customers and we keep our ponga there for the support of them.
So I've got to ask, fishing from a kayak, what kind of fish can you expect to hook into here and catch?
Absolutely anything. We have people catching marlin, Dorado, sharks sometimes, sailfish, pretty much anything, sea bass.
Sea bass I saw coming. I can imagine maybe cabrilla as well, maybe even a roosterfish if you get lucky. But a marlin and big sharks, I don't know whether to be thrilled or scared about that fishing from a kayak.
The Hobie kayaks are absolutely amazing. They allow you the ability to follow the fish. We have the boat to back you up if you're getting pulled too far. There are ways we'll teach you to do it by maybe hanging your feet over, using reverse pedaling. There are ways to hold it, and you can follow it until that fish gets tired. And then we have the ponga there to pick you up and bring you back.
You make it sound like an opportunity where you don't need prior experience to enjoy this.
That is true. We'd really like to have people who know a little about fishing, but the kayak itself is very easy to use. So with very little experience at all, or if any on a kayak, you can come out and enjoy the kayak, enjoy fishing, and just have a really great day.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about how this works. Let's say somebody's listening to this and is thinking, man, this sounds like a great way to spend a day out of Loreto. They're going to contact you, and we'll give your contact information at the end here. They show up the morning of, and are you going out of Loreto or Puerto Escondido like the folks are here at the tournament?
We actually go out of Loreto normally, but if it was a day where it's especially windy or they wanted to fish something a little more south, we do go out of Puerto Escondido too. But normally, it's easier. People come into Loreto, we take you right out of the marina, the boat's there, everything's loaded up. So yeah, you just come, meet us at the marina, hop on, and we take you out. What
do people need to bring? Do they need to bring water? Do they need to bring food? Or is that part of the package?
Depending on what the customers want. Some customers like to bring their own food. We usually provide water, but we can do full service packages. We can provide you a boxed lunch. We can provide anything that you need for this.
Last but not least, what's the cost for one of these days in a kayak?
For 2 people to go out on the top of the line GPS bait tank, it's about $200 a person.
For an experience like this, talk about something you're going to talk about the rest of your life, especially, like you said, if you hook into like a Dorado, or if you hook into a big roosterfish, or if you hook into a marlin, you'll never, ever forget that. What a beautiful setting to do it in as well.
Absolutely. And at the end of the tour, we take you to a beautiful Coronado Island beach that is white sand, palapas, the most amazing sight. You'd think you're in the Bahamas, seriously.
Okay, we are starting to run short on time. But before we go, let's give folks a website for both Fonmar and for Baja Peninsula Adventure Tours, which is your kayak fishing business.
Absolutely. So for fishing license, if you need a fishing license for anywhere at all in Mexico, please go to bajasursportfishing.com. Everything's written in English. If you have any questions, my phone number's on there. And as well, if you use the contact me, it comes to me. So you'll have great support. And my personal business, Baja Peninsula Adventures, is BajaPeninsulaTours.com. And we're also on Facebook under the same name, Baja Peninsula Tours.
All right, so there you go. It's BajaPeninsulaTours.com for a kayak fishing experience. If you want to find out about this tournament series, and if you want to find out more about just fishing down in Baja Sur, one more time with that website as well.
BajaSurSportFishing.com for the licenses and general information, or BajaPeninsulaTours.com.
Renee, thanks so much for giving this overview of fishing around Loreto and around Baja Sur on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you.
Want to earn a serious reward? You can, and all you need is a fishing rod. There's money to be made catching northern pike minnow. There's too many of them in the Columbia and Snake Rivers, and we'll pay you cash to catch them. Pike minnow eat our salmon and steelhead, and that's no good. The season starts May 1st, runs through September, and the more fish you catch, the more you earn. How much money can you make from this program? Well, last year, one angler earned a cool $100,000. Find out more at pikeminnow.org. That's pikeminnow.org. Go ahead, collect your reward.
The road is calling you to experience one of Oregon's 7 wonders, the Wallowas. So grab your family and spend some time exploring Northeast Oregon's Wallowa County. Visit the state park at the head of glacier-carved Wallowa Lake. Travel the Hells Canyon Scenic Byway. Feel the pioneer spirit, Nez Perce history, and see our Western arts and bronzes. Ascend to the top of Mount Howard on the tram, and you'll see why Wallowa County is one of Oregon's most scenic and adventurous vacation wonders. This summer, take the road that leads to wonders. It begins at WallowaCountyChamber.com.
You demand quality performance from your binoculars, whether you use them in the field, on the water, or at a stadium. But you don't want to spend a fortune. That's where the BX McKenzie binoculars from Leupold come in. These armored, waterproof binoculars are both comfortable and dependable. Look for your McKenzie binoculars at quality sporting goods retailers near you, to include your Cabela's, Sportsman's Warehouse, or Northwest Bi-Mart stores. BX McKenzie, bringing your world into sharper focus, only from Leupold.
You're back with more of the great outdoors on Northwestern Outdoors Radio with John Cruz.
Next up on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we've got a Day 1 update for you from the first annual Dorado and golf tournament that's taking place at Danzante Bay, sponsored by Villa Del Palmar Resort in Laredo. And all the boats have come back now. We do have some Dorado on the board. We've got a yellowtail tuna as well. Go ahead and let's go through the leaderboard here. With us here to tell us more about it is Clasario Mercado. He is with Bisbee's. They're one of the main sponsors of this event, and they're also coordinating this tournament. Clasario, how are we looking for the lead on Dorado?
Excellent. There was one Dorado, and actually 3 Dorados that came in, and 1 yellowtail.
The yellowtail was a really nice fish.
Yes, very nice. Actually, since you have seen yourself, going out fishing in the waters around Loreto is just having an excellent marine life class.
Oh, absolutely, Clasario. It was fantastic. We went out today. We didn't get any Dorado. We didn't get any yellowtail, but we did get in some groundfish. We got in some grouper. And as you said, talk about a playground here. We saw marlin jumping. We saw fin whales. We saw manta rays. We saw flying fish. It was just fabulous out there on the water today. So this is only day 1. We won't got another day to go, and anybody can win top prize $5,000 for the biggest Dorado.
Tomorrow, yes. We wait and see who brings the biggest Dorado. We still have the same boats going out tomorrow, and then we'll see who brings in the biggest one.
$5,000 prize for the biggest fish, folks. So, and there's also a special prize for the yellowtail.
Yes, it will be a stay, 2-night stay, 3-day here at the Villa del Palmar. Obviously, we'll throw in golfing, fishing, and all-inclusive.
Well, I'll tell you what, that yellowtail is going to be hard to beat. 21.3 pounds, really nice fish that came in. So Mauricio Guadalarte has got the lead for this big yellowtail. We'll see if it holds up tomorrow. We'll see if the lead for the Dorado holds up as well. We'll tell you more towards the end of the show of who's going to win this first annual tournament. It's a Dorado fishing tournament taking place at Danzante Bay at Villa Del Palmar Resort, Laredo, BCS. Thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors.
You are welcome, and thank you very much.
It doesn't matter what sort of adventure you're after. Whether it's big game deep in the backcountry, a day of fishing out on the water, or an overnight in the great outdoors. At Sportsman's Warehouse, we've got the gear in here for what you need out there. Gear up for your next adventure at one of the Sportsman's Warehouse stores or shop online. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Hot summer nights mean hot morning fishing for sockeye here in the Northwest, and Max Lure Company has got what you need to catch a limit with the Double D Dodger and 2 great sockeye rigs. The Double D Dodger has a unique fast, slow action and can be fished away from the boat without a side planer. The Cha-Cha Sockeye Rig and Double Whammy Sockeye Pro both feature a patented smile blade and 2 stout red hooks that won't let go of that salmon when it bites. Max Lure Company, getting you into the sockeye this summer. You're back with Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz. We're broadcasting from the marvelous Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto, and we've got a special guest for you. It's Paul Moreno. He is the Chief Operating Officer for this resort, which is located about 25 kilometers or 15 miles south of Loreto, which is in Baja in Mexico, right on the Sea of Cortez. Paul, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. We're very pleased and happy to have you here today.
Well, Paul, it's been a marvelous day, not only for me, but for the other outdoors riders that have come to cover your first Dorado fishing and golf tournament. It's been a wonderful experience, but I wanted to spend a little time to tell people about the resort itself and the other outdoors activities that you can do here. Why don't you tell our listeners, just give them a brief overview of this beautiful resort you have here.
With pleasure. First of all, I'd like to tell you that the Villa Group, we have basically 11 resorts around all throughout Mexico. We go from Cancun to Puerto Vallarta, Nuevo Vallarta, Los Cabos, and our newest resort, Loreto, Baja California South. This new project is located, as you have explained, just 20 minutes away from the airport, but yet is located on a beautiful ensenada or bay that makes the hotel very secluded and private.
Oh, it absolutely is. And folks, this is truly a 5-star hotel. The rooms are beautiful. They're spacious. They look out right onto the bay. You've got, 3 pools and a jacuzzi and 3 restaurants here too?
Yes, I just want to mention a little bit about our resort in terms of the rooms. I think it's very important to mention that our rooms are from studio or deluxe room all the way to a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom penthouse. What is important to mention here is that every single unit we have here, it has a kitchen. Therefore, for people and family that comes to spend some time with us, they can save some money by using these marvelous kitchens that they are fully equipped.
You can go that way, but on the other hand, you can also get an all-inclusive package. And folks, I've got to tell you, the food here is just fabulous. I have never been so well fed with such fresh food that is so well presented in my entire life, Paul.
Thank you very much. Our resort gives you all the options. We have the full kitchens in our rooms. We have a supermarket so you can get your own products here. But yet, we have the 2 important programs that makes a deluxe hotel to be successful. One is the all-inclusive package, and the other one is the regular European plan. Now, in order to fulfill the experience, basically we have 4 restaurants and 2 bars within the resort. So somebody that just wants to enjoy their vacation or is a person that loves good food, we have a selection from a seafood market to an Italian restaurant to a Mexican restaurant, or even better, we have our gourmet restaurant that is a fusion between seafood, meat with Mexican flares. That makes it unique.
Not only was it unique, kind enough to host several of us outdoor riders at that place last night, the Danzante restaurant. It was one of the finest meals I have ever had in my life. Again, the food was fresh, it was fabulous, it was well presented. Couldn't have asked for a better dining experience.
Thank you again. So let's pass into the swimming pools. Our resort basically has 4 swimming pools and the biggest jacuzzi on the Baja. But what it makes us special is that our pool setting looks like a beautiful turtle. So when you look at it, you have the impression that you are swimming within a turtle. That makes it very unusual and very exciting.
Well, it is. And by the way, these pools, a lot of them are very kid-friendly as well. So don't forget to bring the kids if you want a family vacation here. This resort is geared not only for that, but also for couples retreats or getaways. They really offer it all. You're listening to Northwestern Outdoors Radio. I'm John Cruz. We are broadcasting from Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto, and we're talking to Paul Moreno. He's the Chief Operating Officer for this resort. Paul, let's talk about some of the outdoors activities you can do here. Now, we're talking to Danny Garcia about the wonderful golf course you have here, and we've been covering the fishing scene, but you've got other things to do. You've got several hiking trails that are right here that go up into the hills that overlook the bay that look just fabulous.
Yes, what it makes us special as a resort, we're not only a resort, we are part of a development that is called the Danzante Bay. The Danzante Bay basically has several very important elements. We have the Villa Del Palmar at the Islands of Loreto, which is our resort. We have a Rhys Jones, a beautiful brand new golf course. Then we have a residential component, a fractional ownership component, and many exciting activities, such as you just mentioned, the hiking trails. But don't forget, we are in the aquarium of the world set by Jacques Cousteau.
Not only that, but we found out when we were out fishing that this is like the second largest national park in the entire world. And basically it's a marine national park with a number of islands out here where you can see, in addition to tons of sea life like we saw on any given day. We were out fishing yesterday. We saw a fin whale. We saw bottlenose dolphins. We saw manta ray. We saw flying fish. We saw marlin jumping. We were looking through the binoculars for some of those desert bighorn sheep that you're going to find down here. I mean, it's just marvelous what you have to offer for the outdoors enthusiasts. Not only that, but if you want to play in the water, you've got kayaks right here at the resort. There's snorkeling that's available, and you even offer scuba diving lessons.
Yes, that's very exciting, We have a lot of people that come just to have that great experience. Because scuba diving, you're going to discover species that you will not find anywhere in the world.
Now, if people don't know exactly where to go. Obviously, they can do snorkeling right here in front of the hotel, but you also offer some tours where you'll take folks out for the day to some great snorkeling destinations.
Yes, we have different options. We have approximately 10 different tours that it can take you. If you like to see dolphins, you will go to a dolphin tour. Because here, unusually enough, every single day you can share your time with some dolphins. Because we're very fortunate, we have banks of dolphins here every single day, just very friendly with our tourists. If you want to go and see whales, this is extremely, extremely popular, obviously, on season. But we have the whales that they just stop right in front of our bay, and it's extremely exciting. If you want to be more adventurous, you can go in specific areas. We have banks of corals where you can see certain species that you will never see anywhere else in the world.
Well, if that doesn't whet your appetite for adventure, I don't know what will. But there's one more thing I want to talk about before we go, because one thing that truly stands out about this resort here is your staff. The customer service has been off the charts. Every employee you see greets you with a smile and a hello. People are always asking what they can do to make your stay better. I truly don't think I've ever experienced such wonderful customer service, and there's a lot to be said for that.
One of the things that we concentrated, obviously, aside of the beauty and the nature here, is our people. And being in a secluded area, we understand very clearly that the most important part of the success of any kind of business is to have a very well-trained and happy people. I think our priority is our staff, and that's why the response is to be happy and friendly with our guests.
I can tell you, as a guest, it's truly appreciated. And if you, listening to the show, decide you want to become a guest, you'll appreciate it as well. We're running short on time, but before we go, I want to give out the website so you can book a stay here too. Whether you are a fisherman or just enjoy general outdoors recreation in a beautiful, secluded location, you've got to book a stay at the Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. The website is villadelpalmarresort.com. Loreto.com. I'm going to spell that for you. VILLADELPALMARLORETO.com. That's Villa Del Palmar Loreto.com. Check out the website. Go ahead and book a stay. I'm telling you, you are going to love this place. Paul, thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you very much for your invitation, and I hope that the people that are listening, they get excited and come to visit us. We're just 1 hour and 40 minutes away from Los Angeles.
Very well said. Paul, thank you again. If you want a 20% off discount code plus a $500 resort coupon credit, go to our website at northwesternoutdoors.com. Look for it on our front page. Stay tuned. We've got more coming up from Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. Next up on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we're going golfing. That's right, we're broadcasting from the Danzante Bay Golf Course. It's located right next to the Villa Del Palmar Hotel Resort in the Islands of Loreto. We're in Baja, Mexico. This place is beautiful. With us here, tell us more about it, is the head golf professional. His name, Danny Garcia. Danny, welcome to the show, and thanks for a great day on the links.
Appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming here and having us show you the golf course.
Well, I appreciate the lessons, Danny, because I haven't held a golf club in years, and you helped me do a little bit better than I expected.
No, I'll tell you what, you did better than I thought you would. When I first saw
Thanks, Danny.
When I first saw you swing, I thought, oh, brother, here we go. But then you hit a few good ones, and I thought, okay, he's got a potential. He's
a kind man. He's a very kind man indeed. Let's go ahead and tell folks about this absolutely beautiful golf course that sits right here on the bay.
Yeah, we're Danzante Bay Golf Club. It's a Reese Jones design. Reese Jones is known as the U.S. Open golf doctor. He's a well-known architect. He built a fabulous course. We have 9 holes on the back, 9 done. We have 2 holes on the front, number 1 and number 9. 2 through 8 will be done. We project finishing them by the end of next year. But it's a fabulous course, and of course, if you come down here, you've got to play our signature hole, number 17, which is unbelievable.
Well, we're going to get to that in a minute, but let's talk through some of the basics here. And again, you know, I'm not much of a golfer, but I can't help but fall in love with this place. You got the clubhouse here, and you got this great view of Danzante Bay and the resort. Got a driving range to warm up right next to the clubhouse, which is great. And as Danny would tell you, highly recommended to take a few swings in advance.
Yeah, always like everything, you know, anytime you're going to do an activity, make sure you warm up. I know everybody shows up with a driver. They want to hit the long ball, but I recommend it. Get a few shorter clubs, take some swings, warm up a little bit, then jump into the driver. Our course is pretty friendly, I think. You know, the fairways are wide enough. We have a nice sand in the bunkers. If you hit it in the waist areas, you can hit it out if you want. You can put it on the grass. There's no rules per se here. I mean, it's a family resort. We're not playing tour golf here. So if you want a friendly course where you'll enjoy not only the views and the pictures and everything else, but enjoy your golf also.
Not only that, but again, you do have the views, and it's this beautiful desert environment. You're actually surrounded by mountains, and again, you've got the ocean, the Sea of Cortez right next to you as well. So you've got this stunning vista to play golf in. The course is just beautiful, and the manicuring is fantastic as well. One other thing I want to talk about, I mean, some of these are fairly challenging, and let's, not just hole 17, which we'll talk about in just a second, but these are not your typical run-of-the-mill neighborhood golf courses. You've got some rolling fairways, you've got greens that are not level that you have to go ahead and take into account. Yeah, so did that all go into the original design?
Yeah, Reese Jones, you know, he has an knack for building great courses, and once Randy, our builder, gets here and he starts shaping the course, he does a great job, and it comes out where you could hit in the middle of the fairway, and you can still end up with a slightly uphill or downhill lie or side hill lie. But there are some level areas. If you're lucky, your ball will end up there. If not, then you have a challenging shot coming up.
One other thing I want to talk about, and this is hole 17, like you said. Folks, when you get there, your jaws will drop. Why don't you describe it for our listeners?
Hole 17 is a special hole. There is none like it in the world. For some reason, I kept referring to the Sea of Cortez as you got to hit it towards a lake. Because I don't know if many of you know, but there are no waves here per se. There's no crashing waves against the rocks, or everything is like a huge pool, you know. And it's kind of an eerie sight to look at this hole on a cliff. You're 178 yards from the back tees, or black tees, championship tees. You go over cactus, brush. You go over 2 ravines, and where you have a slither of a green green, and there's a bunker that surrounds it. So if you don't hit the green, you're either in the bunker, in the ravine, or in the water. So it's challenging, needless to say.
Well, we banged a few balls in there, and I hit some in the ravine, and one of my friends, he hit one in the Sea of Cortez, but one member of our party did get it on the fairway and was able to get on the green and was successful. So, again, challenging hole, but more than that, absolutely beautiful. I mean, just worth taking pictures of when you're there. It's just absolutely stunningly beautiful.
I got to tell you a funny story. One day we have a number of groups coming out here to play. So we send out, 4, 5, 6 groups, and they're all within half an hour of each other, so they have plenty of time to play. A while later, some of the guys come down, and there's a problem. On 17, we have 3 foursomes. On 17, and we have a 4th one coming up 16. And I looked at him, and what do you want me to do? He says, well, aren't you going to tell them to speed up? I go, no, I know what's going on. I go, let them do whatever they want. Eventually, one of the foursomes worked their way down to 18, and I stopped over. I was on my way up there to make sure everything's okay. And I asked them, was there a problem on 17? And they all laughed and said, oh my God, the hole. Are you kidding? It was a party. We were all taking so many pictures, and we were criticizing everybody's shot. And, it's the first time I've heard groups that had 3 or 4 backed up, and they had a great time. Everybody was taking pictures. What did you hit? A 7-iron? Oh my God, I need to hit a 5-iron, and they had a great time. And this only in Loreto, only in Danzante Bay Golf Club.
That's a fantastic story. We're going to end it there. If people want to find out more about golfing here at the Danzante Bay Golf Course, is there a website they should go to or somewhere they can find out more information?
Yeah, it's our resort is the Villa Group. Our golf course is Danzante Bay Golf Club at the Islands in Loreto. If you go to the site Villa Del Palmar, we have resorts in Cancun and Puerto Vallarta. We have them in Nayarit, Cabo. There's about 8 resorts. This is the first one that showcases our golf course, so it's very special. Even, probably 25% of my golfers are beginners, only because they see the course, they see how beautiful it is. And one nice thing is they can take their time and play. There's nobody behind them rushing them. I mean, it's just a great experience. And here it's all about the experience, about the pictures, about the memories you make. So go to our site, Villa Del Palmar in Loreto, or you can call us, get our number there, and take a look, and you'll be more than happy when you get here.
So there you go, folks. Just another thing to do here in Loreto. In addition to the fishing, in addition to the kayaking, in addition to the snorkeling, in addition to the whale watching and wildlife watching and the hiking and everything else you can do at the resort, set aside a day to go golfing because you will love it. Danny, thanks for telling us all about this on Northwestern Outdoors Radio.
Thank you all, and personally invite to everyone to come down and visit us. You'll have the greatest time in your life.
Looking for the ultimate cooking machine for your backyard or patio? Look no further than Camp Chef's new pellet grill and smoker. With user-friendly features like an auto ignition, digital readouts, and internal meat temperature sensors, it's easy to smoke the tastiest salmon, ribs, brisket, and turkey you'll ever eat. And an innovative system makes cleanup a snap. Everyone will want the food you're cooking on your Camp Chef pellet grill and smoker, the quality smoker that's second to none. Find out more at campchef.com. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
A quality and affordable fishing adventure is waiting for you off Vancouver Island with Chad's Coast-Wide Sports Fishing. Located in Port Hardy, British Columbia, you can drive or fly to your all-inclusive guided fishing vacation. Whether you're after big salmon, heart-fighting halibut, or a cooler full of red snapper and lingcod, you can catch it all here. Better yet, your lodging, meals, and fish processing are all taken care of. Want one more reason to go? The price. With the Canadian dollar exchange rate where it is right now, your U.S. dollar goes further. Space is limited, so go to coastwidesportsfishing.com to book your trip. That's coastwidesportsfishing.com for an incredible BC fishing adventure.
Leupold Gold Ring Optics are built to perform at the highest level, shot after shot, year after year. Our rifle scopes, binoculars, spotting scopes, rangefinders, and more always come through when you need them most. That's why our American-built products have a lifetime guarantee. Or as we like to say here at Leupold, they are guaranteed for a lifetime of performance, not a lifetime of replacement. Find out more about our top-quality gear and our lifetime guarantee at Leupold.com. Leupold, America's optics authority.
That's the sound you hear when a fish hits the new Sonic bait fish from Max Lure Company. This metal lure can be cast, trolled, or jigged and will catch just about anything that swims in the sea, the river, or the lake. The Sonic bait fish has a unique vibration and flutter that can be rigged in 7 different ways. With all sorts of eye-catching colors and weights available, you'll be reaching for the Sonic bait fish as your go-to lure. It's the Sonic bait fish. And that's another fish on, only from Max Lure Company.
It doesn't matter what sort of adventure you're after. Whether it's big game deep in the backcountry, a day of fishing out on the water, or an overnight in the great outdoors. At Sportsman's Warehouse, we've got the gear in here for what you need out there. Gear up for your next adventure at one of the Sportsman's Warehouse stores or shop online. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Fishing, hunting, boating, and the rest of the great outdoors 24/7, 365 on Reno Viola Outdoors Radio. Download the free Reno Viola's Outdoor Radio app or visit WRVOradio.com online.
One more time this week for Northwestern Outdoors Radio and John Cruz.
Next up on Northwestern Outdoors Radio, we've got those results for you from the Danzante Bay First Annual Dorado and Golf Tournament that's sponsored by Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. And with us here to tell us who won the $5,000 grand prize is Clisario Mercado. He's with Bisbee's. They sponsor big fishing events all over Baja. Clisario, who is our winner of this two-day tournament that's taking home $5,000?
Juan Ernesto from the team Mijito. They weighed in yesterday and they kept the place.
They sure did. You know, this was really a tough tournament because the Dorado really aren't in, so there weren't a lot of Dorado caught, but it only takes one to go ahead and be the winner. And there was more than one caught, but it only takes one decent one to be the winner, and Juan got it, didn't he?
You are so right. It only takes one. Sometimes the difference between weigh-ins is half a pound, even just, it's the minimum difference, and you have a winner. So this time they were able to keep it for 2 days. So that's it. We have a winner.
Not only that, but we have a second winner as well. Now, there was a second jackpot, so to speak, that was sponsored by Villa Del Palmar Resort. Basically, if you caught the biggest yellowtail, you get a 2-night, 3-day stay, all-inclusive at this beautiful resort. Who caught the biggest yellowtail that weighed over 21 pounds?
Eduardo Guluarte from the team El Burro Tres. And they walked away with that prize. 2-night, 3-day stay at Villa del Palmar, here in Loreto.
And I'll tell you what, folks, having stayed at this resort, you've heard about it during this show, that is one heck of a nice prize. So we've got a $5,000 winner, Juan Ernesto, who is the first winner of this first annual Dorado tournament. I hope we're going to be back to do it again next year, and hopefully some of our listeners will sign up to participate.
Yes, we have a surprise. Tonight, awards banquet, I should say, will be at 7:30 on the clubhouse at the golf course. And there is a surprise from Bisbee. We are throwing in for second place in Dorado a basic entry fee for the tournament in Escape. The name of the tournament is Escape Offshore Tournament.
And I'll tell you what, folks, if you haven't heard about these Bisbee's tournaments before, go ahead and Google them online because they are something else. We're talking prize money that is out of this world. That's Clisario Mercado. He helped sponsor this. He helped organize it. Thanks for all your work this weekend.
Thank you very much.
I hope you've enjoyed our show that's come to you this weekend from the Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto. I hope you've enjoyed our music too. It's been brought to you in part by royalty-free music, but we've also incorporated some music from Tom Corbett, California-based artist, and from 909 Music. Check that one out as well on the internet. If you are interested at a stay at this wonderful resort where, like we've said, you can do some fantastic saltwater fishing, kayaking, marine wildlife watching, hiking, golfing, and so much more, while enjoying incredibly spacious and comfortable rooms, swimming in some of the great pools there, having some time on the beach, or just enjoying some of the finest, freshest food you'll ever have, go to their website at villadelpalmarloreto.com. Again, that's villadelpalmarloreto.com. And if you would like to take advantage of a special discount, we've got one for you. You'll find it at our website, northwesternoutdoors.com. Simply go to the front page and look for the link to the discount code. It'll take you right to the reservations desk. What's the discount? It's 20% off your stay plus a $500 resort coupon credit that you can use for things like golf, you can use it for a spa visit, you can use it for kayaking, and a whole bunch more. It's an incredible deal. It's a great way to enjoy the Villa Del Palmar Resort in Loreto for an incredible price. Our thanks again to the staff there for a wonderful experience, especially to Zaida Arroyo, who was our guide and our host and did an incredible job chauffeuring us around. But she's just one of the wonderful staff members you'll see there. Like I said earlier in this show, the customer service you'll find at Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto is simply off the charts fantastic. Everyone we met there was friendly, great hospitality, and I know you'll enjoy it as much as we did. That's all for this week. But until next time, take care, God bless, and make it a point to spend some time at Villa Del Palmar Resort in the Islands of Loreto.